Yet what I'm about to share with you today could truly change everything. For centuries, certain natural foods have quietly protected men's prostate health, yet they are almost never mentioned in standard medical advice. Even more surprising, one simple fruit, when eaten the right way, can begin to calm inflammation and ease discomfort in less than 18 hours. My name is Dr. Howard Tucker, and I've spent over 30 years focusing on natural men's health. I've helped hundreds of men over 60, from former company directors to retired military officers, regain their energy and confidence without relying on drugs or surgery. And believe me, once you understand what to eat and when to eat it, your whole life can shift. You don't need a magic pill or a risky operation, just nature, used wisely. You may feel like you've already tried everything, but what if the answer to your urinary urgency, your constant tiredness, or your intimate worries has been sitting in your kitchen this whole time? And what if just 5 simple fruits could be the start of that change? What if the real keys to shrinking an enlarged prostate, boosting blood flow, and waking up a sleeping vitality were hiding in everyday foods, easy to find and easy to eat? In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 fruits, supported by science, that can help calm inflammation, restore deeper functions in your body, and support genuine masculine energy after 60. Stay with me until we reach fruit number 1, because there's a very good chance you've been eating it your whole life without ever realizing what it can actually do for you. Before we go further, if this topic speaks to you, take a moment to subscribe and switch on notifications. That way, you'll stay updated with every tip designed especially for men in your age group. And if what I'm saying feels relevant, type yes in the comments. If it doesn't, type no, so I can improve and bring you content that truly matters to you. Now, let's dive straight into the first fruit, a small green power bomb, often overlooked but incredibly powerful at soothing inflammation right at the core of the prostate. You don't need to travel far to find it. It may already be sitting in your refrigerator. I'm talking about the kiwi. And here's why this little fruit is far more valuable than it looks. When I first started helping older men who were struggling with prostate problems, one thing really stood out to me. The same complaints kept coming back again and again. Getting up several times a night to go to the bathroom, that dull pressure low in the belly, the feeling that it's hard to start the flow or to empty the bladder completely. And yet, in many cases, it wasn't a serious disease causing all this. Very often, the real driver was silent, long-lasting inflammation. A slow, hidden burning inside the prostate, made worse over the years by stress and the way we eat. What surprised me most was this. Some of the strongest tools to calm that inflammation do not come from pills or surgery. They are already in your everyday life, right on your plate and in your kitchen. Let's start with something simple, the kiwi. For many of the men I meet, it's just a tangy little fruit they toss into a salad from time to time, or that ends up forgotten in the back of the fridge. But this small fruit is a real nutritional powerhouse. Packed with vitamin C, it's one of the strongest fruits for flooding your body with antioxidants exactly where you need them most. In your blood, your tissues, and yes, in your prostate. And vitamin C doesn't just act like a basic supplement. It works like a natural brake that helps slow down inflammation inside the body. It helps reduce oxidative stress, that slow, hidden process that quietly irritates the prostate and makes it swell over the years. As the prostate enlarges, it presses on the urethra and the bladder, creating that constant, uncomfortable feeling that you always need to urinate, even when your bladder isn't really full. I've seen men in their 70s simply add 2 kiwis a day to their routine and come back a few weeks later genuinely surprised. They were finally sleeping through the night, getting up to pee far less often, and that was only the beginning of the changes they noticed. Many of these men tell me they feel lighter, more at ease. One of them even said to me, "For the first time in years, I don't feel chained to the bathroom. I feel like I have my life back." And the benefits of kiwi don't stop there. It's also packed with fiber, which quietly supports your digestion and keeps your gut healthier. You may not realize it, but a well-balanced gut has a direct impact on your hormones and on inflammation throughout the entire body, including the prostate. When your gut microbiome is in good shape, everything else starts to fall into place. Hormones become more stable, inflammation gradually eases, and the constant pressure on the prostate can slowly decrease. And what I find most encouraging is that kiwi works gently. It supports your body step by step without forcing it. No irritation, no harsh reactions, no side effects, just a slow, steady, natural support for your body. You can eat it on its own, blend it into a smoothie, or add it to your breakfast bowl. The most important thing is not the recipe, but the routine. Use it often. Real improvement doesn't come from one big heroic change, but from small, repeated choices you make day after day. And if kiwi is a quiet helper in the background, the next fruit is a real eye-opener. It's tiny, modest in appearance, yet packed with antioxidant power that some researchers describe as one of the best-kept secrets for protecting male vitality. Let's take a closer look. Blueberries. These little blue fighters that stand guard over your manhood. I remember a man. Carl was just past 60. He was worn out, tired of rushing to the toilet all the time, frustrated by a weak stream, but above all, exhausted by the feeling that he was slowly fading away. He told me, "I feel like my light is going out. My body is slow, and my mind isn't sharp anymore." We sat down together and took a close look at his daily habits. Then I asked him one simple question. What are you feeding your cells? Because prostate health is not only about urine or testosterone levels, it's about how your cells live and function, and how much hidden inflammation is smoldering at the microscopic level. That's where blueberries become a real game changer. I like to think of them as antioxidant warriors. They have now become one of my key suggestions for any man who wants to support his prostate from the inside out. For any man who wants not only to restore his function, but also to feel truly alive again, these little berries are a powerful ally. They are packed with special compounds called anthocyanins. Think of anthocyanins as tiny molecular shields. They help neutralize oxidative stress, that inner rust that speeds up aging and quietly makes the prostate swell from the inside over time. Every time you eat a small handful of them, you're quietly strengthening your prostate's defenses. You're slowing down that hidden wear and tear, the same wear that slowly builds up year after year, fueled by sluggish circulation and low-grade chronic inflammation. Carl, you remember him, was in his early 60s. He started with something very simple, a small bowl of blueberries added to his breakfast every morning. After a few weeks, the change was gentle but deep. He wasn't waking up as many times at night. His mind felt clearer, and most importantly, he began to feel present in his own body again, with his wife and with himself. One day he told me, "I never would have imagined that such an ordinary fruit could change how I feel as a man." And that's exactly what most people don't realize. Blueberries don't just look after your prostate. They also support your brain, your blood vessels, and your testosterone. They help improve blood flow throughout the whole pelvic area, and better circulation means more oxygen, more nutrients, and yes, better comfort in the bathroom and more confidence in intimate moments. But there's something else that changes too. A real shift happens in your mind when you decide to feed your body what it truly needs. Each time you take a handful of blueberries, you're sending yourself a clear message. I haven't given up. I still value myself. I want to feel alive again. And that inner attitude slowly begins to change everything. Blueberries are simple and pleasant to eat. You can sprinkle them over your oats, stir them into yogurt, or enjoy them on their own. What really makes the difference, though, is staying consistent. That small, daily habit slowly rebuilds what years and stress have quietly worn down. And while blueberries are a powerful ally, they are not the only fruit that can support you in this way. While the earlier fruits act like quiet guardians, the next one is more like a bold warrior, ancient, symbolic, and powerfully backed by science. When it comes to waking up male hormones and helping damaged cells repair themselves, this fruit offers something that very few others can match. Let me explain why this deep red jewel is so highly regarded, both by modern researchers and by traditional healers from long ago. I'm talking about the pomegranate, an age-old fruit that helps bring new life to prostate cells. There is something almost sacred about it. The tough outer skin, the solid, heavy feel in your hand. But once you open it, the pomegranate reveals hundreds of bright, ruby-like seeds. It always reminds me of the men I see every day, strong and steady on the outside, but inside there is often hidden exhaustion, quiet tension, and a deep wish to regain strength, vitality, and a clear sense of themselves as men. When we talk about supporting the prostate, right down at the cellular level, I often say this is the missing fruit on many plates. Pomegranate is not a passing trend. It has been used for centuries in traditional medicine to restore male energy, and modern science is simply confirming what earlier cultures had already observed. This fruit is especially rich in ellagic acid and a group of powerful plant substances called polyphenols. They don't just float passively in your bloodstream, they work right where it really matters, on inflammation, on oxidative stress, and even on the hormonal imbalances that slowly drain your strength and masculinity as the years go by. I'm thinking of Greg, 70 years old, a former carpenter. He came to see me exhausted, with an enlarged prostate and dropping testosterone. He had already tried different treatments, but they left him feeling numb, foggy, almost disconnected from himself. So I suggested something much simpler, half a glass of pomegranate juice every morning. He looked at me, surprised. "Juice? Just juice?" he asked. I smiled and said, "Give it a little time." By the end of the second week, he shared a sentence I'll never forget. "It's not only that things are better down there, I feel like myself again." That is the deeper power of pomegranate. It works quietly, but it works deep. It helps to calm the inner chaos. Less swelling, less pressure on the bladder, fewer trips to the bathroom at night. And for many men, a reawakened libido and improved stamina. But this fruit doesn't only support the prostate. It also boosts blood flow, strengthens the immune system, and supports hormonal balance, the three core pillars of long-term male health. Yes, eating the seeds can be a bit messy, but drinking the juice makes it easy. The key is that it should be pure, unsweetened, and taken regularly. The goal is not to shock the body, but to feed it steadily. This fruit offers something rare, strength delivered with gentleness. It helps you come back into your body, reconnect with your deeper vitality, with that part of you that you might have thought was gone for good. And as powerful as it is, the next fruit brings an even more surprising gift. It's sweet, refreshing, and every juicy bite carries a special compound that quietly guards your prostate and boosts circulation in a way very few foods can match. Let's take a closer look at what this classic summer fruit can do for the man you are today and the man you want to feel like again. Watermelon, the summertime treasure packed with natural lycopene. Every year when the weather warms up, one image comes back to me. My grandfather sitting on the front steps with a huge slice of watermelon in his hands, juice running down his arms as he laughed like a child. Back then, I thought it was just a sweet treat. Now, after so many years working with men on their intimate health, I understand that this bright red, juicy flesh was hiding something precious. A very powerful antioxidant called lycopene. It's the same compound you find in tomatoes, but in watermelon, it comes in a fresh, hydrating form that your body can absorb very easily. This nutrient goes straight to the inflammation in the prostate, and watermelon does this gently. No effort, no side effects, just quiet support. I think of Robert, a calm, private man in his late 60s. He came to see me feeling frustrated. Constant pressure in his lower belly, weak urine flow, never really emptying his bladder. He wasn't ready to start medication, not yet. So I suggested something very simple. No complex plan, nothing invasive, just one big slice of watermelon every afternoon for 2 weeks. That's it. No pills, no strict diet, just consistency. When he came back, he wasn't quite the same man. His eyes were brighter, his body more relaxed, his energy more even. He smiled at me and said, "I didn't expect much, but I feel lighter, less blocked. And the best part is, I finally sleep through the night." Watermelon is not just a cold snack for hot days. It deeply hydrates your body. It helps your kidneys flush out waste. It supports the removal of toxins, the same toxins that quietly feed inflammation and irritation in your urinary tract. Because it's so rich in water, it makes urination smoother and helps reduce that annoying stop and start feeling so common in men after 60. And where it really surprises people is in its effect on blood flow, not only in the lower abdomen, but throughout the whole vascular system. Better circulation means better delivery of oxygen, a more balanced hormonal environment, and yes, firmer, more natural erections. I've seen men regain sensitivity, confidence, and pleasure, not through little blue pills, but through patience, real food, and a return to the basics. That is the quiet strength of watermelon. Gentle, familiar, and very often underestimated. So next time you cut yourself a slice, remember, you're not only pleasing your taste buds, you're also feeding your masculinity. Little by little, you're rebuilding what time and stress have worn down. And if watermelon opens the door to healing, the fruit that comes next doesn't just open it, it blows it wide open. Because where many men see an ordinary food they eat without thinking, there is actually a hidden ally waiting inside. Let's look more closely at what this summer favorite can really do for the man you are today and the man you're becoming again. Tomatoes. The everyday red fruit with the highest known natural concentration of protective lycopene. When they're eaten the right way, they can start working on your prostate in under 24 hours. Let me explain why this simple, often overlooked ingredient may actually be the most powerful natural ally you've always had in your kitchen. Tomatoes are my #1 choice for helping to shrink an enlarged prostate. It's almost unbelievable that something so ordinary, sitting quietly on your counter, can hold such a misunderstood healing potential. They don't look impressive, they're inexpensive, nothing flashy. And yet, when it comes to easing prostate enlargement and reviving a man's energy, they surpass every other food I've studied. I've spent years going through the medical literature, talking with colleagues, and, most importantly, watching what happens in real life with my patients. Again and again, tomatoes come out on top. Why? Because they're the richest natural source of lycopene, an antioxidant that doesn't just soothe inflammation. It actively shields prostate cells from damage and slows down the excessive growth that gradually smothers your vitality from within. But here's what most men don't realize. The true strength of tomato only shows up when it's heated. Yes, cooked. A simple bowl of tomato soup or a spoonful of tomato paste stirred into a warm dish. Once the tomato is cooked, the lycopene becomes up to 4 times more available for your body to use. It stops being just food and starts acting more like natural therapy. Add a spoonful of olive oil and you get one of nature's most powerful combinations for supporting a mature man from the inside out. I think of Marvin, one of my most loyal patients, a former nurse, 82 years old, practical but worn out. He was fed up, tired of getting up all night, tired of leaning on his medications. So we kept things simple. Every morning, he began drinking a cup of warm tomato soup, just like his mother used to make. A few weeks later, he walked back into my office with brighter eyes, a slight smile, and said, "Doctor, it feels like something inside me has switched back on." That is the deeper truth about tomatoes. They're not just forgotten pieces in a salad. They are natural fuel for your hormones, your circulation, your strength as a man. Over time, they can help reduce prostate swelling. They can help you in very concrete ways. A stronger urine stream, fewer hesitations, and even the return of regular morning erections. That quiet sign that your vitality is waking up again. Not because these fruits are miracle cures, but because they give your body the basic raw materials it needs to repair itself. Take tomatoes, for example. They're also rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, and potassium, key nutrients that help keep blood pressure in check, support your immune system, and speed up deep tissue repair. But the real star here is lycopene. That's exactly why I encourage every man over 60 to make it part of his daily routine. It could be a simple homemade tomato sauce, a small glass of tomato juice with a pinch of salt, or even a spoonful of tomato paste added to your meal. It's not the one-time effort that creates change, it's what you repeat day after day. And now that you've seen what this humble fruit can do, the real question becomes, what happens when you bring them all together? When kiwi, blueberries, pomegranate, watermelon and tomato work side by side, what kind of powerful shift can begin inside your body? Because the answer is not hidden in a single fruit, but in the way you use all of them together to build a long-lasting base of strength, mental clarity, and masculine vitality. And in these final moments, I want to leave you with something even stronger than lycopene: hope. If you're still with me now, I'd like you to close your eyes for a second and take a slow, deep breath. Then really listen to this. Your body has not turned against you. In fact, every ache, every broken night of sleep, every moment where you felt less than yourself, none of that was a life sentence. They were messages. They were signals. Your body asking for your help, not your surrender. And what we've just explored together today isn't marketing talk or empty hope. It's real, natural support your prostate may have been waiting for years. Kiwi brings you powerful vitamin C and soothing fiber to help calm inflammation from the inside. Blueberries act like antioxidant guards, watching over your cells and bringing more clarity to your mind. Pomegranate helps repair tissues, supports hormonal balance, and quietly rekindles desire. Watermelon hydrates deeply, helps cleanse, and boosts blood flow all the way to your most sensitive areas. It provides a special form of lycopene that can ease urinary pressure and support smoother flow. And tomato ties everything together by soothing the prostate, supporting your hormones, and awakening something in you that you may have thought was gone. The quiet strength of a living, vibrant man. Pomegranate feeds your cells in depth and works as a gentle, natural hormone regulator. Watermelon, with its intense hydration, helps reduce that constant urinary tension. Tomato, so simple and so often ignored, is in truth the #1 fruit for shrinking an enlarged prostate and improving circulation from within. None of these foods are rare, none require a prescription, But when you bring them into your life with consistency, something powerful begins to shift. A domino effect starts, changing how you feel in your body, how you sleep, how you move, and even how you reconnect with the most intimate parts of your life. I've walked this path with many men. Some had just stepped into their 60s, others were nearing 80. And what I've seen, again and again, is that healing doesn't always start with a pill. Sometimes it begins with something as simple as a piece of fruit, a different breakfast, and a quiet inner decision. I still deserve to be cared for. Now the choice is in your hands. You've heard the science. You've heard real stories. If even one of these fruits spoke to you, start there. Maybe your next chapter begins with your very next bite. If what I've shared today has touched you, you can show it by pressing like, sharing this video with a friend, and telling me in the comments what stayed with you. I read every message, and sometimes your experience can awaken hope in someone else. And if you'd like to help this channel continue to grow and keep offering honest, evidence-based medical guidance, you can consider making a small contribution through the link just below. Every gesture matters, and I am deeply grateful. See you very soon, and above all, take good care of yourself. Dr. Howard Tucker.